Looks like Nicki doesn't really understand how the Carters handle things. After months of Beyoncé keeping quiet while Nicki kept taking unprovoked shots at her and Jay-Z, it seems Beyoncé has finally had enough. She's now using her power to make sure Nicki's career takes a serious hit. The album Nicki said she'd be dropping next year might just end up being the worst one she's ever released. To make it even worse, Nicki crossed the line by talking about Beyoncé's kids. No one knows what kind of stuff Nicki might have been using lately, but she's been acting completely wild online. One minute, she's calling Cardi's kids ugly, and the next, she's bringing up Beyoncé's children. This is coming from the same person who once said she'd never talk about anyone's kids.
No, that Nicki Minaj would never, has never, and will never speak ill of anyone's child. I am not a clown. That's clown.
She's proving her own point by acting like a clown. And now she's taking things even further by coming after Beyoncé's children, claiming they're autistic. The irony is, people say her own son isn't doing well either, and allegedly struggles with development. According to Online Talk, he spends most of his time banging spoons on tables instead of engaging normally. It's sad to see someone throw stones while standing in a glass house. The more she speaks, the more people start realizing how far she's willing to go for attention, even if it means dragging innocent kids into her drama.
Papa.
Oh man, y'all about to week. Go get him.
Nicki has been taking shots at Beyoncé and Jay-Z for years, convinced they're behind everything wrong in her life. She began going after Jay-Z last year while she was already caught up in her drama with Megan Thee Stallion. Around the same time, she hinted at problems with Desiree, claiming that Desiree had allegedly fired several people for no clear reason. Many of those people were apparently shocked and hurt by how things went down. Nicki even suggested that Desiree was willing to lose everything just to try and replace her, ending her rant by saying, "Fix it, Jesus." Her anger didn't stop there. She also went off on a well-known hip-hop journalist, Elliot Wilson, after he criticized her for joining a live stream with Kai Cenat to promote her album. Nicki accused him of being paid by Jay-Z to spread false stories about her. She fired back saying, "Elliot, if you'd stop kissing Jay-Z's behind for a second, maybe you could be happy for the new generation." Nicki also tried to defend herself against claims that she doesn't support younger female rappers. She pointed out that she's collaborated with plenty of them, and said people are twisting the story just to make her look bad. Then she questioned why Elliot couldn't be happy for a young black man like Kai. Her rants made it clear she feels targeted by the industry, and believes powerful people are working against her. But to many, it seemed like she was spiraling again, turning every situation into a personal battle.
Seeing you post disrespecting me, idiot Wilson. All of y'all, for some reason, when y'all are around certain people, y'all feel that y'all have this power. Why, when y'all have an affiliation to Jay-Z in some sort of way, y'all be thinking that y'all can disrespect and violate?
Nicki also claimed that Jay-Z was behind her arrest, saying he did it to ruin her tour. Last year, during the European leg of her Pink Friday 2nd tour, she was detained in Amsterdam after someone allegedly tipped off authorities. The report said she was carrying illegal substances from the US into the country. The incident quickly made headlines, and Nicki went online insisting she was being set up by powerful people trying to stop her success. She argued that it wasn't a coincidence the arrest happened right when her tour was gaining momentum and drawing massive crowds.
Second,
Tell me again.
the police officer told me we have to offload all the luggage
Okay.
and to search everything
Okay.
of your luggage. I'm so sorry to say that.
But isn't that what you planned on doing from the get-go? Why didn't you guys search it before it went on the plane?
They did just a random quick check, but now they want to open
Why?
it. And first of all, because you filmed him, and he was like,
Because I filmed him.
yeah, he was like, he doesn't believe me that you don't have more with you than you said.
No, he asked me, do I have any more in those purses? And I said no. And I asked him, where are my bags? They took my bags and put it on the plane before I could know what bags are on the plane.
I see.
Yeah. So.
I'm so sorry for that.
Okay, of course.
Nicki claimed that people were working behind the scenes to stop her from performing at every show on her tour. She said her luggage was taken before she even got the chance to see it and was supposedly put on the plane without her permission. Then she was told customs was holding it for inspection. According to her, this wasn't just random bad luck. It was all part of a plan. Nicki said powerful people were paying big money to sabotage her tour after their other attempts to ruin her failed. She insisted everything being done was illegal and meant to block her success. She explained that some individuals who used to work for her had been caught stealing money meant for her private jets. After being fired, They allegedly got revenge by helping to plant things in her luggage to get her in trouble. A well-known YouTube blogger, Storm Monroe, also added fuel to the story. Citing his Hollywood connections, he claimed Jay-Z was the one behind it all. He said someone inside Nicki's own team was secretly getting paid by Roc Nation to feed them details about her every move. That's how, according to Storm, the Dutch police already knew about the weed in her luggage before she even landed in Amsterdam. Nicki and her supporters believe the entire situation was a setup designed to damage her image and stop her momentum. They say it was all a strategy to make her look unstable and addicted, using the media to spread bad press just as her Pink Friday 2 tour was breaking records. To them, this wasn't about a mistake at the airport. It was an organized attempt to ruin her reputation.
Was that allegedly Jay-Z and Roc Nation is behind this. Jay-Z and Roc Nation has been after Nicki for a while, especially after she released that song, Goodfoot. But even long before then, there had been beef, which I did not realize. So, from what I'm being told, Jay-Z was trying to get her arrested, but of course legally. That's why they waited till she was overseas to do this to her. Roc Nation wanted to make sure that when she got arrested or apprehended for whatever, because in the industry they can get you set up with all kinds of charges. All right. It said that they wanted to make sure her husband was not with her because her husband is her protection, which we know that. Roc Nation is looking to bankrupt Nicki. And this is why there has been several stories planted about her being broke, going broke, or needing to constantly tour because she's close to being broke. This was absolute setup and sabotage. And if I was Nicki, I would fire my whole team. Fire the whole security team. There is a mole. Get rid of them all. There is a mole. Because now that I think about it, Roc Nation got Meg. The only competition that Nicki has is Meg. Let's keep it real. It ain't Lotto. It ain't Mocha Latte. What's the other rappers out here? There's nobody. It ain't Cardi. I know y'all wanted it to be Cardi. It ain't Cardi. She was absolutely set up. Also, Tory Lanez was supposed to sign the Roc Nation first, and the second option was Meg. See? But y'all remember when Tory Lanez's daddy said, "This is Roc Nation." We all thought...
After the whole Amsterdam drama, Nicki didn't slow down. She went right back to taking shots at Jay-Z, this time accusing him of scamming her out of nearly $200 million. According to Nicki, the situation goes back to 2015, when Jay brought her Rihanna, Alicia Keys, and several other artists into his music streaming company, Tidal. At the time, it was promoted as a platform owned by artists for artists, a way to give musicians more control over their work. But Nicki later claimed Jay went behind everyone's backs and sold Tidal for $300 million without properly paying them what they were owed. Nicki reportedly owned a 3% stake in the company, which meant she should have received around $8.9 million from the sale. However, she said she didn't see a single dollar. When her lawyers contacted Jay-Z to settle the matter, she claimed he only offered her $1 million. Far less than what she believed was her fair share. On top of that, Jay-Z allegedly wanted her to sign a non-disclosure agreement before receiving the payment. Nicki wasn't having it. She refused the deal and publicly accused Jay of trying to silence her. While Jay-Z and Beyonce stayed completely quiet, Beyonce's mother, Tina Knowles, and sister Solange weren't so patient. Miss Tina posted a photo of herself and Beyonce with a caption that seemed aimed at Nicki. It said, "Good morning. It feels good to wake up knowing my favorites haven't lost their minds like some people. Have a great day. Remember to ignore the ignorance." Nicki's fan base, the Barbs, flooded Tina's comments, dragging her so badly that she later edited the caption. She claimed it had nothing to do with Nicki, saying, "I reposted this because it was about my relationship with Beyonce. Please stop being messy and dragging me into drama." But the damage was already done, and the tension between Nicki and the Carters only grew stronger. Then Solange stepped in, adding more fuel to the fire. She posted eerie photos on Instagram showing statues and objects people said looked spiritual or symbolic. Fans speculated that it was a warning for Nicki to back off before Solange handled things her own way. It quickly became another internet storm, with people debating whether Solange was being shady or simply misunderstood. But Nicki wasn't done. She turned her attention back to Jay-Z, this time accusing him of trying to silence a man who claimed to be his secret son. The man, Rye Satterthwaite, has long alleged that Jay impregnated his mother when she was 16, and has since refused to acknowledge him. When 50 Cent posted about Rye's ongoing paternity case, Nicki reposted it with her own caption saying, "Jay-Z is trending because the judge has allowed Rye's case to move forward. The judge has ordered Jay-Z to respond by July 18th. Is this why he's been trending lately? To God be the glory." This post set off another storm. Many saw it as Nicki's attempt to embarrass Jay publicly, while others thought she was simply stirring drama to stay in the headlines. Either way, the Carter's camp reportedly saw this as crossing a major line. But what really pushed things over the edge wasn't just the ongoing attacks on Jay-Z. It was what Nicki said about Beyonce and Jay's children. During her recent back and forth with Cardi B, Nicki randomly decided to bring up Beyonce's family, even though they had nothing to do with the situation. Cardi had tweeted something heated, calling Nicki out and referencing a threat Nicki made about Cardi's child. "Didn't you say you were gonna kick my child's gums back? You said you were in New York, right? Where you at? Today's the day I go to jail," Cardi wrote. Instead of keeping her response focused, Nicki went off the rails. She replied, "Camel and Rat, we are not fazed by botted tweets and fake comments. That's why you broke now. Desiree got fillers since I said she ugly. Now she uglier. Oh girl, Camel, let's talk about your kids today. That's on the docket." This comment shocked fans because bringing up Beyonce and Jay-Z's children had nothing to do with Cardi's message. Even Nicki's longtime supporters admitted she went too far. People started speculating that Beyonce had finally had enough and would use her power to quietly shut Nicki out of the industry. One social media user wrote, "Beyonce's about to hit her where it hurts, the pockets. She doesn't need to post or respond. It's going to be a silent but powerful move." Another said, "Nicki Minaj, whatever problem you have with Jay-Z, leave it there. Don't drag Beyonce and her kids into this. She's the real queen you wish you were." Many believe Beyonce will never address the situation directly. Instead, she'll let her influence speak for itself, through connections, partnerships, and the kind of industry power only someone like her and Jay-Z can control. It's already rumored that Nicki is finding it harder to book certain appearances and collaborations, which some fans think is no coincidence. At this point, it's clear the tension between Nicki and the Carters has gone far beyond music. What started as business disputes and subtle shade has turned into a full-blown feud involving family, money, and public image. Nicki's repeated rants have made her look increasingly unstable to outsiders, while Beyonce continues to remain calm and distant, letting silence do the talking. Now fans are wondering what's next. Has Beyonce already begun quietly blocking Nicki's industry opportunities? Or will Nicki continue to dig herself deeper by dragging people who used to respect her? The bigger question people are asking is whether Nicki crossed the final line by mentioning Beyonce's kids. No matter how intense celebrity feuds get, family is usually off limits. And for someone like Beyonce, that's sacred ground. Many believe this could be the last straw, and whatever comes next might not be something Nicki can recover from. So what do you think? Did Nicki go too far by speaking about Beyonce and Jay-Z's children? And does she deserve the quiet but powerful backlash that seems to be coming her way? Share your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for the next part of this ongoing Hollywood drama.